Hey, it feels like it's been forever. I don't know why. It hasn't been. This is like my normal gap of recording. But it feels weird today. I have a regular podcast episode today. We're going to go over some stuff I've been working on. You can see right here I'm wearing something, which I'm very, very excited about. It's all photographed, so I can wear it wherever I want now, which is even better. Yeah, I have this to show, a couple other things, some new cast-ons. One project I'm trying to knit really quickly because I'm running out of time. Which it would have been done, but I put effort into spending more time with family than knitting, which I feel like is okay. So there's that. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm feeling weird today. But let's get started. There are a few places you can find me on the internet. The first is birchandlilyfiber.com. You can also find me on Instagram at birch.and.lily. Everything I talk about today and all of the links and everything to where you can find me is all down below in the description. Let's get started. I have two announcements. And I'm going to grab my notes because I will forget stuff. First, I am participating, I say I'm participating, but I haven't cast it on yet, but I am participating in the Florencia knit-along with Unit Toronto. I'll put a picture up on the screen of this beautiful tee. And in doing so, I am able to give you guys a coupon code for the Florencia pattern. I will say, I think it's issue 14. If you own issue 14 of Lina magazine, this pattern is in there. But if you don't, I'll have the Florencia pattern linked down below. If you use the code FLOR, you'll get 50% off the pattern. And all you have to do to be entered in the knit-along is make a Ravelry project page with your project. I don't even think you have to finish knitting it. But if you have a Ravelry project page, and then I think there's a Google form you have to fill out with the Ravelry project page. I'll have all the information down below in the description on how you enter the knit-along, but I do want to cast this on. I'm thinking one of my colorways from the Kindred Spirits collection, probably Christine. This is Christine. I'm thinking this one. That or, I don't know. I don't know, but I do want to cast it on because after I finish this one tee that I'm quickly trying to get done by the 27th, I am back on schedule and I have a little bit of wiggle room. So that's where we are with that. The Florencia Cal, definitely join if you're interested. And I have kits in the shop. So if you are interested in grabbing a kit to knit the Florencia tee, I'll have that link down below as well. And then the other announcement that I have is a pattern that I sponsored yarn for. I sent yarn support to, it's Kim, right? Oh gosh. I am so sorry. Like I said, I'm so out of it today. Anyways, we're not going to say a name because I don't want to say the wrong name and I'm going to feel awful if I say the wrong name. But I sent yarn support to Oakwood Knits to design this really cute sock pattern. They are called the Wonderful Things socks and they are releasing tomorrow, Wednesday. So if that is something you are interested in, they're very cute. But I'm also going to have sock sets for the socks in both of the different like colorway sets that I came up with for her. So one is going to be called the Brave and Bright sock set, and it comes with a blue, purpley blue, somewhat variegated tonally main skein, which I don't have with me right now, but I have photos, so I'll put them on the screen. And the 4 10-gram minis, and then there's also a sock set that comes with a skein of Sugar Plum Fairy and the 4 minis, and that one is called, what did I call it? The Wonderful Things sock set. So those will be available in the shop tomorrow, and if you want to grab the pattern, definitely make sure you do because it's really cute. Sorry, those announcements took way longer than they normally do, but I had a couple things I needed to talk about. So I think we can get into what I've been working on. I think we'll start with what I'm wearing because this has had such a saga of me messing things up and fixing things and messing things up, and it's done, and I'm so excited. So, you can never see my face, so I'll just squat for a second. This is my Maybury cardigan, and it's done, and I love it so absolutely much. This is like one of the most comfy and practical things I think I've ever knit. So here it is. I knit the size 5 for this one. I knew I wanted it to be pretty big and cozy. There's a little bit of extra room in the sleeves. I did knit the sleeves to the length called for in the pattern. Did I? Yes. And I knit the body to the called for length. This is all knit in Fisherman's Rib. If you've watched previous episodes, you saw I screwed up an increase and had to like rip all back and start over, but I finished it. So I'm really excited. And now that it's photographed and stuff, I am so excited to wear this. Like, so incredibly excited. But I have to show off these beautiful buttons as well. These are from Denim and Rain. When I saw them, I knew they would be perfect. Because they're fun, but they're not like too out there. When you stand back, it just looks like a normal like clear button. But then you get closer and it's these beautiful sparkly, so pretty buttons. So I am so happy with this. I think the fit is amazing. I love it. Oh my gosh. So, let me get back into position, and we have some things to talk about. First being, I do not 100% know when this is going to be released. The due date was July 20th, but there are a couple people who are running behind, so I think we're holding off a little bit, but I will 100% let you know when the pattern is live, of course, because I think everyone's been loving this. And honestly, for a first Fisherman's Rib pattern, I don't think it was that hard. I feel like there was so much information available that I was able to figure it out. So if you are an adventurous knitter who wants to try some Fisherman's Rib and do a cardigan, I think you could do this one. Even the double knit button band, which I've always heard people say it's really hard. I didn't have too much trouble with it. So yeah, very wonderful pattern. I will let you know when it is to be released. The other thing I wanted to talk about, because I've been teasing you with this yarn for I don't know how long, the whole collection is done. I just don't know when it's going to release because I'm having issues getting berry yarn because I'm a little bit short on funds. We'll leave it at that. I don't want to get into that too much, but I don't know when it'll be released, but it's in the works. It'll happen at some point. All the colorways are ready to go. I just don't have enough of a couple bases to dye up like the sample skeins for photos. So that is that. And what else do I have to say? I don't know. I think that's it. I love it so much. I'm wearing it today. I know I'm wearing it. Well, it's too hot for now. But when I'm inside with the air conditioning, I'm going to be wearing it. When I'm outside, I am not going to be wearing it because I will die. But I am so excited to have this as a staple in my wardrobe. I definitely think this has made me brave enough to knit a couple other Fisherman's Rib patterns. I'm thinking definitely, is it the Seasons cardigan by Ozetta? I think that would be beautiful in something really tonal. Because obviously this is more of a statement color. Like, it's not going to match with everything, but I would love something like this in just a really neutral, cozy color. So, we'll see. But yeah, I think the fit is perfect. My measurements, once I blocked this, they came out exactly to what they should have been for what the pattern called for. So I'm really pleased with that as well. And yeah, I just think it's wonderful. I'm so happy. And yeah, I don't know. Are you like me? I love cardigans, but I'm never gonna button this sucker up. I am not a cardigan buttoner. Actually, no, I do have one I button up sometimes, but I'm not usually a cardigan buttoner. But like, well, I'm testing it, so I had to do the buttonholes and put the buttons on it, but I feel like they add something still, even though I'm never gonna use them for their intended purpose. So, I don't know. I'm so happy. I'm also so warm right now. But, actually, I should check. So my family was visiting last week, and I feel like that's part of the reason why I'm out of it, because I kind of still feel like I'm in vacation mode, and I'm kind of also tired still. On that note, I'm gonna drink some energy drink. I'm just not used to that much activity. Like, we're often doing something every day, which is fine. I had so much fun. I enjoyed them being here so much. But I'm still tired. I normally film not the day I'm uploading, but the day before, but yesterday I just needed to sleep. So that's what I did. But I think that's why I feel out of it, and also just out of it because I'm like, oh crap, I need to edit this and upload it today so that it's up at 7 o'clock. But what this whole tangent was going to was people were staying in this room, and I wonder if the vent got closed, and that's why I'm partially warm. My suspicions were correct. The vent was closed, but I don't think it was a them thing. I think it was a me thing, because something on it snapped, and now I'm going to have to get some super glue and fix it. But the vent being open should help a lot. But I have to put a different cardigan on to show you anyways, because I blocked my Heirloom quilt cardigan. Last episode I showed this to you unblocked, and so I thought it would be great to show... What is this fuzz? I thought it would be great to show it to you blocked now, and I'll maybe try and pull a clip from the last podcast episode so I can kind of show you the difference. If I can't, you'll just have to go back and watch it, and it won't be on here on the screen, but I'm going to put it on. Okay, so here's my blocked Heirloom quilt cardigan. If you remember correctly from last episode, now this is still lifting a little bit. I think it just has to do with the construction of the cardigan and the fact that I have boobs. But last time this was rising up to, like, honestly here. So this has smoothed out a bit. The whole ribbing band is laying nice and smooth now. The sleeves have grown quite a bit and opened up. And yeah, everything's just kind of nice and flatter and pretty. Woo. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I love it so much. Again, much too warm to be wearing this right now, but I think it's beautiful. And this pattern, I do have more information on the release date. So, I'm not going to sit down because I'm going to take this off. I believe the release date is set to be July 31st. If anything changes with that, I will let you know. But that is what has kind of been talked about with the designer, is a release date of July 31st. So, you should be able to grab the Heirloom quilt cardigan quite soon. I will say, if you haven't seen this episode before, just a couple things that I did differently. I used a join as you go method to connect my blocks so that I didn't have to seam them all together. The pattern does call to knit them all individually and seam them, but I didn't want to do that. So I used the join as you go method. I used the exact same method you can find in the Northeasterly blanket by Skeins. And then the other thing that I did was add another row of blocks, because this would have been way too short for my liking if I had not. So I made it a little bit longer. And then otherwise, everything else is to pattern. There's a couple different sleeve options. I use the balloon sleeve option. So it's literally just knitting the sleeve straight and then doing a rapid decrease. And yeah, there it is. I'm also excited to wear this, but not right now. So, I think I'm not going to wear anything for the rest of the episode because it's really warm in here. It's like 31 degrees outside. So let me get myself resituated and I'll come back. Okay, I just have them behind me on the chair in hopes that that reminds me that I need to take a thumbnail photo when I'm done, because sometimes I forget to do that. That is all I have for finished objects. Let's jump into works in progress. I have two that you're going to be like, Amanda, you did nothing on this. Why are you showing it? I needed a break from the test knit that I am trying to whip through and get done by the 27th. So I was like, you know what? Let's just cast these two on so that once I'm done it, I have like something started and I can just go, and it'll be a little bit more fun and a little bit more exciting and a little bit more motivation, I guess. Like I got a little taste of it and now I really want to do it. So one of those is in one of my new favorite bags, which was originally housing the Maybury cardigan. It is now housing my Gaufrette, I believe, Raglan. This is a pattern coming from Celine Feyten, and I'm using these yarns, which will be in the new collection. So of course they have no names right now. But here, this is, like I said, there's not very much going, but this is a raglan. And so I'm just working on raglan increases. I am doing the version of the pattern though that has this really neat texture on it. So that's been fun. It's simple and quite easy to follow, but I think it'll just add something really neat. And then it's got, if you're looking at the photo or if I put it up already, a like V detail in the front that reminds me of like a crew neck sweater. So I really liked that about it as well. This color is kind of out of my comfort zone, but I think it's pretty at the same time. So I don't know, it's fun. I've said this many times, I am a process knitter. Most of the time the product, I don't really care about that much when it's done, if I'm being honest, but I love creating it and learning things, and I have definitely come out with some knit projects over the years that I absolutely love and I use all the time. I'm positive the Maybury is going to be one of those for me. But yeah, I just love the process of creating something and learning something new. And I think that's why I love testing too, because I feel like every test knit I do, there's some new technique or something fun I get to learn. So this is the start of my Gaufrette Raglan. I'm knitting the size 4, not that that matters that much with this. And I'm holding the berry sock base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino, and the berry Surrey base double to get, I think the gauge is 23 stitches, so a little bit smaller, but like bordering between a fingering and DK gauge. Yeah, I'm really excited to get started on this one. You'll see I really don't have, actually that's what I'm showing next, never mind. So Brooklyn Raglan Lite. This is what I am working really hard to knit quickly. This bag is from Denim and Rain. I'm so close to being done. I will finish it tonight. I know I will. So I'm not worried. And that gives me a couple days to get it blocked and measurements taken. And then I think, yes, the release date for the Brooklyn Raglan Lite is the 29th of July. So I have to have it done the 27th. It'll release the 29th. So that gives me plenty of time to get photos on top of it. So here we are. I knit both of the sleeves. I thought that would be a good way to get me motivated on it, so I wasn't just knitting endless stockinette body. I thought, let's get the sleeves done, and then I just have the body left. And I think it worked. I took the stitch marker off of where I was last time just because that's also motivating to me to kind of see, okay, that's how much I've knit on it today. So I've knit a good, almost an inch on it today. This Progress Keeper is from Hello Lavender. But I think about last time I was, sorry, I'm looking at my monitor to see what I'm pointing at, but I think I was about here last time. So in 2 weeks, I've got a lot done. So I think I have, like I said, 2 inches just of stockinette in the round, and then this pattern does have a curved hem in the front and the back, so I'll have to do some short rows, but that shouldn't be too bad at all. I love the texture on the sleeve for this. I do have obviously some little holes underneath the arms that I have to fix, but that's not a problem. So the sleeve texture is beautiful. I wish this color was showing. Oh, that's pretty good actually. It's like a buttery yellow with like springy greens and like peachy pinky orange colors. It's beautiful. I'm knitting a size 3. Basically all of Tori used patterns I knit a size 3 in, and they fit me perfectly. I have a 40-inch bust, and that should give me some ease, but not too much, which is kind of how I like my tees to fit. And yeah, it's beautiful. I'm very pleased. I always wanted to knit just the regular Brooklyn Raglan, which is knit out of DK. So when I saw the test coming for this, I knew that this was something that I would love. And I'll definitely get some wear out of it. I wear a lot of my knit t-shirts, probably more than the sweaters sometimes, because I run pretty well. I'm either running way too warm or way too cold. If my feet get cold, I'm in trouble and I'm never gonna warm up. But otherwise, I'm usually too warm. And so the knit tees are great for that. And I'm really excited to have this one. This yarn is from Woolberry Fiber Co. on their, I think it's berry sock base. So it's 80% BFL, 20% nylon in the colorway Conch. And the other thing I'm interested in, my size called to use 3 skeins. Well, I can't remember how many yards, but when I did the math, that was about 3 skeins, but I still have that much left of 2. So I'm going to be interested to see. I didn't weigh my skeins before I started because I knew I wasn't using multiple colors. So then I can just figure out the yardage once I'm done knitting. But I think I might not end up using the 3rd skein, which makes me kind of annoyed that I wound it up, but that's a me problem. Maybe I'll use this to knit a hat up for someone or something. But yeah, usually I only wind up the skeins as I'm using them, but this time I was like, oh yeah, I'll use all 3, I'll just wind them all up, and I shouldn't have. So that's where we are with that, but I definitely, we're gonna say it here so that it happens. I'm gonna finish this tonight. I can also work on this while I'm editing, and then I also have, where are my needles? I just want to make sure I'm not pulling them out by accident. Oh, I definitely did. Oh, that's fun. Okay, well, I'll explain what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to fix this. So that's why I'm looking down. I have a lot of wonderful friends, and we all, as we decide we don't want to wear clothes anymore, or they stop fitting us, or who knows what, we all trade clothes. And we decided, instead of just like randomly bringing garbage bags to people's houses and passing them around, that we would do, all fixed, we would do a big clothing swap party between all of us that are all kind of the same size or within the same size range. And so my lovely friend who's great at organizing things, Jillian, whom, she's the namesake for this color that's kind of blowing out, but it's beautiful. Jillian is great at planning things, and so she messaged all of us and said, what day works for you guys? I want to plan this swap. We've been talking about it for ages. Let's get together and plan it and have something figured out. So tonight we are meeting to plan the clothing swap. I think we're going to wait until the fall, because you know how it is. We've already gone through our summer wardrobes and got rid of stuff, and so now we can go through all our fall stuff and decide what we want to keep, what we want to get rid of, and okay, maybe I didn't wear this all summer. Let's toss that too. So we're doing that tonight, and my friends all know that I knit everywhere, so I have no shame in bringing my knitting along and knitting while we talk. I also got to knit during a movie this past week with my family, so that was great too. I knit a good like 2 or 3 inches during the new Mission Impossible movie, so that was fun. But we tried to get tickets to Barbie and or Oppenheimer, and both, which we should have known because it was opening weekend, were like totally sold out. So I'll have to go see those some other time, and that's what I'm doing tonight. One final project I want to show you. This one, I don't even think I've talked about this sucker yet. I don't even think I showed the yarn, but I'm so in love. Oh, I'm gonna get my swatch. One sec. I don't have much done on this project either, but I have the swatch all done. And the swatch is just as beautiful as the garment itself so far, so look at that! Oh my gosh. So, this pattern is knit inside out. This is like the right side of the knitting. But it gives this really pretty woven texture. I think I got powder up my nose or something. I'm very sneezy. This is the Warp and Weft Raglan, a pattern coming from Jessie Maed Designs. I have always wanted to test for Jessie, so when I saw this test knit come up, I was like, yes, yes, I must. And it was also, it's knit at a worsted weight, so I know it's going to knit up quickly. It's also cropped, and the sleeves are cropped. So my reasoning behind signing up for it was I knew I could get it done fast, and I've always wanted to knit something of Jessie's. I've never done that, and I've always wanted to test for her, so again, I'm so sorry. 2 more colors from the new collection. You've seen all of them now. Yeah, I've shown all of them. You just don't know what the collection is or anything. So one day when I can get in some berry yarn, they will be in the shop. But this is the Warp and Weft Raglan. I'm knitting the size 4. Oh, I sound so stuffy now. I'm sorry. I'm knitting the size 4, and I am testing out a new base that will eventually be in the shop. So this is, I like it so far. We'll see what I keep thinking. But this is a 100% Superwash Merino worsted weight. And these are the 2 colorways I dyed up. So this dark one is the main color that I'm using, and this is the contrast. And this one looks quite similar to the Gaufrette Raglan at the moment, because it started in almost the same way. And here we are. So these are like my Raglan channels, stitches, Raglan stitches. And then there's the beautiful texture. So I'm just knitting back and forth for now. I will say it's been weird getting used to holding my floats in the front for every second row so that the texture continues. That's been strange, but otherwise it's been really fun, and it's going pretty quickly, which I knew would happen. Color work always goes quickly for me, but to knit worsted weight color work, very quick. I'm also knitting this up on 4mm needles, which is a huge needle for me. That's making it go very, very quickly. I love the colors. The sample for this is knit with Spin Cycle. When I looked at how much Spin Cycle I would have to purchase to knit this, I was not willing to invest in that, so I just dyed up rather, a really pretty variegated sort of color. It looks very watercolory to me. I'm proud of myself for that. I feel like that's something that's quite hard to achieve, and I did it. So I'm pleased with that. But yeah, I just was not willing to spend, I think it was going to end up being like almost $200 on Spin Cycle. It was not worth it to me, so I think this is just as beautiful. Oh look, all my sweaters fell. They've been slipping this whole time. I think, is my phone focusing on the wrong thing? Maybe, I don't know. This is such a mess today, and I appreciate you if you have stuck around for all of it. What would you like to see for a video next week? I have nothing planned. I am feeling uninspired. So if you have any suggestions, is there something you'd like to see me do? Is there something you'd like me to talk about? It doesn't have to be a pattern video. I don't have to go through and find patterns and just talk about them. Like, those are relatively easy to do, but like last week I talked about my top 10 must-have knitting tools. Is there something else like that you'd be interested in? Yeah, let me know what you want to see next week, and I will get that filmed for you. I'm obviously not doing it today. I'll film it next week, but that's okay. I'm not going to go too much into my trip with my family. Not that it was a trip, they came to visit me here, but we did have a really great time. We went to Cedar Point. It's a big amusement park. That was great. The weather was really, really warm. So I think that's part of the reason I was so exhausted. I'm not used to being outside that much. And I think I was dehydrated. And when I get dehydrated, I get migraines. So that was interesting. But it was really fun. We did Cedar Point. If you've heard of Belle Isle, we went out to Belle Isle, which is a little island in between Detroit and Windsor. So that was cool. We painted my cupboards. My mom helped me paint my cupboards halfway. I have the outsides of the doors to do, and then I'm done. And then my dad put a sink in my laundry room for me, which I've been wanting forever. For some reason, the previous owners of our home put a sink in the garage, like a laundry sink in the garage, but not the laundry room. which makes no sense to me. So we had one purchased and just sitting around, and my dad is a plumber and he put it in for me, and I'm so excited. My lovely sister watched my puppy dog while everyone was destroying the home and putting it back together. So I took a break yesterday. I don't know, I guess I won't really be able to paint tonight either, but probably tomorrow I'll get back to painting those cupboards and get those done. I want to clean the hinges on them as well before I put them back up. They're brass. I've read that just like hot soapy water will get them shiny again. If you have any ideas or tricks on how to clean brass door hinges, let me know. I just figure, why would I, especially because so the cupboards were wood and I've painted them white, and so I don't want to put up like dirty-ish looking brass hinges. I feel like if they're shiny and pretty, that would be nice. So there's that to do, but otherwise, yeah, we just had a great time. Got to do lots, got to see lots, good family time. It was really fun. So that's why I'm exhausted. That's why I probably look and sound weird. I feel like I look and sound weird. Also, maybe I am getting sick. I'm so stuffy now. I hope I'm not getting sick. I'm rambling. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm rambling? I think we're gonna end the video here because I'm just rambling, and we're getting at like the 40-minute mark, and I have to edit this and get it uploaded for this evening, so I should get my butt in gear. But thank you so much for coming and joining me again. My mind is blown. Oh my gosh, we hit 6,000 subscribers. I forgot about that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe that the YouTube channel is at 6,000 subscribers. The beginning of this year, we were at 3,000. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret, but my goal is to hit 10K for Instagram and YouTube by the end of the year. So we're well on the way. I think Instagram I'm at 7,000 and sub, and now we're at 6,000 here, so I think I can do it. But thank you. Thank you so much for coming and watching me all the time and subscribing and making my day with your comments. I know I'm behind on them right now. I'm gonna get back and reply to all of your YouTube comments. I just haven't had a chance. But I try my best to always reply, or at least give a little heart so you know that I've read them. But yeah, it means so much to me that you guys have all given me so much support and love, especially in this past year. It means so much. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Hit the like button, and if you want to turn on notifications so that you know every time I upload, that would be great as well. And yeah, I think I will leave you here. I will see you next week. Bye!